How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTCReaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading when the price is going up or down. So over on Bitcoin, we are seeing a bit of a rejection from our pattern. Over on the daily, we will cover that first, then we will get on to how the hourly looks. So the daily, we did get most of our breakdown from yesterday's candle, so this pattern is pretty much played out at this point. That doesn't mean we can't continue lower, so we will cover how we could continue lower. Our momentum is dropping, our RSI is starting to pull back, that stochastic is dropping as well. Our VWAP is in the bearish territory, we are seeing a lower low, so I would watch. We got a shorter wave followed by lower low. We do have bearish momentum gaining because of this. Watch for lower lows and lower highs on these lower time frames, as that can start to push us away. So over on the 1 hour, you can see we did retest our flag scenario here, so we did retest and we did break down. Once we broke that 300 EMA, we did pretty much just spill right over. We did not get the typical retest. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. This could be our typical retest here though, as we did try to break that 300 EMA, and now we are continuing lower. If we lose that blue EMA, and then we continue lower from there, we could see a replay of these lows. That's where I would watch for lower lows. If we get a lower low, that would be lower highs and lower lows. And if we do zoom out here, we could draw a descending channel or a parallel channel. So the tops do connect, the bottoms don't really connect. So you could try to shorten it out. Maybe then you could get these bottoms to connect. They don't really connect too well right here either. So this is more of a bearish continuation because we don't have a descending channel. A descending channel would try to push you up. A bearish continuation is where the highs and lows don't really connect, and that can continue you lower. So if we do see a lower low here, we could end up pulling back, and that would be what would push us down toward that 63K support level. I would watch for that 65K. Remember, we do have those futures gaps in between there, and then if we do lose that area of the 63, we have our 60 and 57K gaps. At 60 is more that psychological, as it's an even number. Remember, even numbers do get hung up on. That's why it's easier to take profits on like odd numbers or like cents. So you don't want to do like $5, you'd want to do like $4.99 or something. Over on the daily for graph, we are overall spilling over. We do have lower highs and lower lows. So again, we do have the potential for this to create a bearish continuation that could push us to that 1157. RSI is pushing down, our stochastic is weakening, that VWAP is in the bearish territory, and momentum is dropping. I would watch that VWAP does have a higher low. If we get a higher high, we could push forward still, making a rounded bottom. But I would watch VWAP and wait for confirmation. Don't just jump in, watch those lower time frames, as it could still be weeks to days before that were to happen. Over on the 1 hour, our stochastic is rounding away, RSI is pulling back, that VWAP is starting to push down, and our momentum is rounding as a result. Watch that VWAP. If it breaks at neutral, momentum will reject, money flow will remain in the red, and we will continue to see further sell-off with these lower highs and lower lows. That will create further bearish pressure for higher time frames, which will cause us to see those other support levels if we're not careful. So over on Anchor for the daily, we did push down toward the 2020 that we've been warning about. So if you've been watching and you had your order set ahead of time, good on you. You would have been able to scalp in on a pretty good DCA. It's been quite some time since we've been there. Stochastic is dropping, RSI is pulling back. That VWAP is starting to favor bearish, but we could make a higher low. So again, watch lower time frames. If they become more bullish, we could still push forward soon. Momentum is pushing down, and that could be a long lower shadow candle where that wick is twice as big as that candle body. Remember, that long lower shadow would show bears try to drop us down, but the bulls are trying to reverse control. If we get a strong green candle and break that value area high and our resistance of the 2338, then we could continue further toward that 2673. So over on the 1 hour, we do have kind of indecision. That 1 hour candle tried to break forward, then got shot down. It's pretty quick, so hard to say which way went first. Stochastic is starting to round away. RSI is pulling back. VWAP does have higher highs, and we are trying to make higher lows. Watch if we can stay above neutral. If we can, momentum could push forward, and money flow could continue higher. You could watch lower time frames if you're curious on how that candle played out, but I wouldn't trade based on lower time frames. They can get very dicey once you get beyond that 1 hour. So over on XRP for the daily, we are starting to reject that pattern overall. We did push down toward around that 49.50 area that we warned about, and we did make a bounce. So again, watch for a strong green candle as that could push us forward. Stochastic does want to round up, but that RSI is starting to weaken. So if that stochastic does not reverse, RSI will lead price lower. VWAP is in the bearish territory, but we're trying to get higher lows. So again, watch lower time frames. If they can be more bullish, we could continue higher. Momentum does want to gain strength. So again, I would watch. Over on the 1 hour, we do have lower highs. Sorry about that. Lower highs and lower lows. So I would exercise caution. That could create a bearish channel. That bearish channel could end up breaking us lower. Our stochastic is starting to round away. RSI is starting to pull back. That VWAP is pushing down, but we do want to make a higher low. So watch if we can stay bullish. If that VWAP can stay bullish or just peak in the bearish territory and then push back up, momentum could break bullish and hold. If that momentum and VWAP stay bullish, money flow can push up, and if that money flow is green for several hours, that's where we can continue forward. So there is a potential we can push up. This could be an inverted head and shoulders, where this would be a shoulder, a head, this could be our shoulder, so we would need to push off this EMA, then break that 50-cent area in order to continue forward toward that 300 EMA. If we can see that, then we can try to push forward. That's why we haven't really deleted this flag, even though it's probably invalidated at this point. We wouldn't get that 80-cent breakup, but we still could continue to our resistance area, so we will watch the zone. So over on Algo for the daily, we did break down almost all the way from our first flag from yesterday, so we did see most of that push down. Again, don't bet for the max move. If you did, then you wouldn't have gotten anything. It's better to leave a little on the table than get nothing at all. Stochastic is pushing down, RSI is starting to drop, that VWAP is breaking bearish, momentum is dropping away, and that money flow is indecisive, so watch that VWAP. If it continues bearish on lower time frames, we will continue lower. Over on the 1 hour, we could have a shoulder ahead. We would need to push forward, make some sort of shoulder by hitting that yellow EMA, pulling back and pushing forward. I would watch. That's not likely right now. Stochastic does want to round. RSI is trying to push forward, so if Stochastic can remain overbought, RSI can lead price higher. VWAP is in the bullish territory with higher highs and higher lows. If that VWAP stays bullish for several more hours, momentum could push forward, then money flow can start to reverse and push into the green. Once that money flow gains further green traction, then we could continue higher toward those EMAs. So we do look positive, providing we don't make those lower highs and lower lows, much like everything else. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night. I appreciate all of you. Smash the like, hit the subscribe, and join our Discord. Visit the Master in